How's the sound and video quality and stuff? Alright. So the game really does a pretty solid job at crafting a sort of vaguely threatening atmosphere. And while part of me wishes that it would do a little more to make it feel more claustrophobic, like less open spaces, more right angles, narrower streets, more debris, etc. The nature of the gameplay means that would probably result in way too many unfair ambushes. Like, the game is tense for sure, especially if you play it on a harder difficulty where you really don't want to engage in combat unless you absolutely have to, which makes it much more survival oriented and better in my opinion. But the style of survival horror game that it is a lot of the tension comes from proceeding with extreme caution and really planning ahead and not stumbling forward blindly. But what that means is that it can't like limit your draw distance, it can't limit your line of sight that much, or else you would be completely unable to be as cautious as you need to be. Like, you would just stumble on too many zombies lying in wait and fall into traps too easily, and that would take away the tension because shit would just be happening to you. And like, the tension comes from knowing that there's a threat ahead, like spotting or sniffing out a trap and then doing what you can to avoid the trap.
Lily?
Without perfect information.
Lily?
The indoor segments are a little more successfully claustrophobic. Alright.
Shit.
So one thing that I can't decide if I like or not
Lily?
about the game
Lily?
is it occasionally the rules of the world are relatively inconsistent. And while that doesn't necessarily mean they're internally inconsistent, because this is supposed to be like a Matrix-style nightmare landscape where you don't really know how it works or what's going to happen, since the gameplay is so punishing on harder difficulties, the fact that you can't really effectively know what's going to happen, like, it's not writ that every door like that is going to shut behind you. Like, I guess you can expect it, like, you should just assume the worst, but it makes it very, it can be frustrating at times where, like, you've been really, really careful, and then you come up to a situation where you just think, well, okay, either the game is going to arbitrarily screw me over here or not, and that can turn it from effective, like, the best tense, most effectively tense moments in the game, alright, are the moments where fuck, I have no bullets. Are the moments where the scares don't really take you by surprise. Like, it's you screwed up the stealthing, or you didn't think things through all the way. If it's situations that you get yourself into are tense because you felt you were organically involved in the entire build-up to that moment. But when something arbitrarily just happens to you, it turns from tense to frustrated, if that makes sense.
Lily came from upstairs.
Right now I'm following the digital ghost of my daughter, who was kidnapped.
She probably crawled through here. Gotta get through.
To serve as sort of the
She's a brave and resourceful little girl.
core
She's gonna be okay. I just gotta find her.
node for this horror style matrix. I don't think it's not supposed to be. It's a horror matrix because naturally something went extremely badly wrong, as evidenced by the body parts lying around. I can't decide if I actually want to be doing this. Do I have? I have an axe. That's something. So this is the kind of scenario where I feel like a lot of the indoor places are a little more linear and involve you a little less organically with the buildup of tension, but they're often pretty effective, so can't fault the game too much for it. I also really, really thoroughly appreciate how easy it is to detach yourself from cover. See, that's another scenario where, like, I can't decide if I think it's a good way to go about things or not, but, like, whenever you unlock a door, open a chest, or loot a body, it locks you into a 2 or 3 second long animation for that task. And that does build up the tension because you can't, like, look over your shoulder, and that would be like, you feel organically, or you feel intuitively as if, you know, that'd be the perfect time for the game to have something sneak up behind you. And while that is tense, again, it's kind of shoehorning you into that situation. It's not something that you really have any control over. And when things are scripted like that, it just makes it, again, it makes it feel cheap. As opposed to you know, walking down a hallway without paying too close attention, and you step over a dead body that turns out to be a zombie waiting. So that was coming from up top. Did I say it was coming from upstairs? There's definitely something going on over. Oh. What the fuck? Alright. Sorry, I'm kind of getting up on tangents here and try to make some progress. Oh, that's right, I saw this earlier. There's a catwalk outside that takes me to the other side of the building. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this takes me... It's like an office that's in the roof above it.
Somehow I need to get over there. Maybe there's a way on the other side.
Well, let's see what's over this way first. It's also a game where occasionally, especially on the harder difficulties, like, you want to explore to find ammo and medical herbs, like this kind of stuff. Like, this is... Always check your corners. Anyone else hear that? Is it just me? I haven't had anything hide on the ceiling yet, so... Even though Dark Souls has trained me extremely well to be pulling a constant 360 to look everywhere in every room I go in before taking one step forward, the urge to check the ceiling has not paid off just yet. Hold on, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so there are lots of places like this that like you want to explore and search little side paths and things, but occasionally, again, especially on the harder difficulties, you expend exactly as much or if not more resources getting to a side path that has resources, and so it just kind of feels like a waste of time. The game occasionally, unlike Amnesia, where the only way to progress the story and keep yourself from going insane was to plow on forward, it did a really good job balancing wanting to hide in a corner and needing to keep moving. This game occasionally does that well, but it also kind of shoots itself in the foot by making exploration not feel like it's worth it, and so it kind of handicaps its own risk-reward tension cycle when you're exploring the town. Because why would I go places other than exactly where this story mission is telling me where to go, or this side quest is telling me to go, when there's a 50, or I have to flip a coin basically to open, if I open this random woodshed, if there's going to be a million zombies in there, and I'll blow all my resources I was saving for the next objective, or find some really good stuff, and it becomes not worth it to engage in the better parts of the game, which is those scenarios where you feel compelled to explore. Okay, so somebody is eating something. So this is a pretty effective moment. You have very restricted eye lines. You have, it's smart that they gave you multiple ways to run back. Like, linear is one of the things the game does. I'm getting off on a tangent again, but one of the things the game does, and that the previous game did too, is very, very linear chase sequences where a big monster is chasing you down basically a straight path, or a path where there's really only one way to go, and that's not really scary because you don't have any. The second you don't have decisions to make, it stops becoming tense and just becomes, well, like, it's like watching a movie of a roller coaster. You're just like, no, I guess I'll just hold sprint and hope I get away in time. Nothing I can really do. But this is really, really effective. So they have and I like that they telegraph these things. They let you psych yourself up. So narrow, dark hallway, and the darkness makes you feel like you're sneaking up on it, so you have a little bit of control. Like, if you could see the monster, you wouldn't necessarily want to move forward, but since it can't see you, you feel like maybe you can get up close to it before it strikes. And they give you multiple routes to flee, so if this thing jumps out at me, I'll turn around and be like, oh crap, which way do I go, which way do I go? And that's a really tense moment. Alright, looks just like a normal... Oh! How'd the box go? Did the box disappear? What the fuck? See, and this is the kind of stuff that I'm not sure if I feel like that's like, it startled me, it scared me a little bit, but there's no way for me to know that was gonna happen, and I feel like it was that box, didn't it? The box just completely vanished. It's kind of cheap, isn't it? It's a little cheap. And I guess it ramps up the tension a little bit because he doesn't if he automatically noticed you, I would like that less. And incidentally, thank you, game, for letting me easily detach from cover. More games with cover systems need to let you just kiss the analog stick. Alright. This is another really effective moment. Claustrophobia is always a great way to make people feel powerless. So we know that zombies... So that whole sequence was to make you... You know there's a creature here somewhere. You saw it. It ran, or it wandered off. when that box startled it. Oh! Yeah, see, that's startling, but I don't like it. Oh, I'm... I was about to say I'm fucked, but that actually... I guess all those pistol damage upgrades I invested in are paying off. Yes. See, yeah, but see, those moments are way less scary to me and way less effectively tense than the ones where I'm just exploring an area where there are multiple zombies on circuitous, hard to predict patrol routes, and through negligence they stumble across you or you get in over your head. You are organically, and I keep using that word, but it just means that not scripted or contrived. It's not the series sequence of events isn't dictated at all by the game, except by the rules of the game. And when you can get yourself into terrible situations where a zombie walks up behind you, that's way scarier than, oh, I know a scare's coming, oh, he's behind the crates, and he jumps and he makes a big noise. Oh, yeah, that's spooky, but it's not really that effective. Oh, there's a safe room. All right. Seismic trigger, core displacement. Oh, this is so my daughter is the core and she went missing, and that's why everything's fallen to shit. Alright. Seismic trigger event this afternoon. System checkup revealed disengagement of core. Seismic event. Sent recovery team for preliminary scout. Report filed to Mobius HQ shortly before outside contact lost. Couldn't find her, core tracking unsuccessful. Minor temporal displacement. Core still offline. Minor fissures forming in City Hall area. Citizenry remaining calm. Another seismic trigger. So this is kind of like a Matrix society where they get people to come and live in here, like trick them or kidnap them or convince them to come live in this place. And then, because my daughter, who they kidnapped, is a pure vessel to house the whole brain space. Now this is actually relatively effective. It's very simple crafting, basically just a way for you to get more ammo. But instead of just giving you ammo, which it also does sometimes, this is a good risk-reward situation, because you have partial information. You know roughly the kinds of things you're going to be fighting, and I know what's coming up next, and I'm in a closed space, so shotgun shells might be more, but I can make 1 shotgun shell or 2 handgun bullets, and I don't... How many bullets do I have? 2 and none. So I'm actually going to go ahead and craft a shotgun shell here. Because in a really close-up scenario, it's going to be more useful in a pinch. Yeah, because my daughter somehow got disconnected, the whole place has fallen apart. I mean, she's still in the system, but she's on the fringes. And right angles really are very effective, aren't they? Ooh.
Another doll. But where's Lily?
Well, that's not a good sign. When a game gives you ammunition, you know shit's about to hit the fan. It's not a zombie.
Him. The murderer with the camera. And the son of a bitch has my little girl. I was so close. Damn it! Calm down. Think. I gotta save her. No more signals coming into this communicator. I need to find another way. O'Neill. Not sure I can trust him. But he wants out of here as bad as I want to find Lily. O'Neill, it's Sebastian. Can you hear me?
Sebastian? Is that you? You're breaking up.
Shit, not now. Maybe it'll work better outside.
I gotta walk all the way back down. I'm getting some serious framing. So this dude murders people and then time locks them at the moment of their death. Alright.
There you are. But where's Lily? Can't let him get away again.
I can't decide if I'm supposed to be hiding from him or shooting at him.
Hey! You! The girl! Where is she? Fuck.
one didn't end well. Still, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish that they could have even framed it in a way to make it.
There you are. But where's Lily? Can't let him get away again.
Like, they could have made... Nah, you know what? No, this is... It's a reasonably effective way to kind of ramp up the stakes.
Hey! You! The girl! Where is she? Fuck.
Fuck off.
Shit, lost him again. Hope I can reach O'Neill this time. O'Neill, it's Sebastian.
You're still alive? I mean, you're still alive. Good. Were you able to locate the core?
No, but I know who has her. And he's got powers like nothing else in here. But I lost him.
I think I can help you out with that. I picked up a frequency I've never seen before. It's coming from City Hall.
Great. Where's that?
Look up. Do you see a building with a big clock tower?
Yeah.
That's it.
How in the hell am I supposed to get up there?
It's a bit complex. Come back here, I can explain.
Right. I'm on my way.
Oh boy. It's about to get fun. Time to go double sneaksies. Okay, now that was effective. Somehow it's darker. I guess it's eveninger. I don't think I want to go back to the main streets, if I can help it. See, this is way more effectively tense than that whole linear sequence in the garage. Jump scares and all. Because they were just, creatures roaming about, and I don't know where, not for sure. And the rules of the world may have changed with the big Cthulhu spaghetti monster whipping its junk out. Okay, so there's someone. So you know what we're gonna do? Try and get our bearings. Right. Ooh, there's big spindly lady. Oh shit. Alright, I think if I can time it right, I can sneak by these guys by hugging this wall. Ew. Definitely want to avoid bushes. Open spaces maybe sketch. Fuck. Because they can see me. Is he fucking on the thing? Okay, there's something in this building that's growling. Or is it on the roof?
You made it here okay.
Not sure if okay is the right word, but yeah, I made it. Now, tell me how to get to City Hall.
Union was built with a sort of backstage area, so Mobius operatives could observe the test subjects in secret. Most of these passageways are still intact enough to bypass the fissures in Union.
But chunks of the city are floating in the air. How are there tunnels?
They're passageways, not tunnels. When you go in and out of them, you're basically phase shifting. We call it the marrow. It exists in a layer separate from what you see.
That doesn't make any sense.
Fortunately for you, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to work, but it's a maze down there. You take the wrong path, you could end up on the other side of town.
Where's this marrow that gets me to City Hall? And who comes up with these ridiculous names?
I'll mark the location of the port. It's in the north safe house. Looks like a regular computer, but it's not. Once you're inside, follow the marker to exit B2. That should take you straight to City Hall.
You could have told me this on my communicator, you know.
Maybe so, but I couldn't have given you this. The passageways are still intact, but the collapse of Union has caused infrastructure issues. My communicator says that the gas leak is blocking the path to exit B2. You'd never make it through alive without this.
Deadly gas leaks, huh? Thanks for saving the worst for last, O'Neill.
Based on what we've seen so far, I doubt that it's the worst you'll encounter.
You're not helping.
Anything else you need to know before you go?
All right. Let's drink some cafe. Heals you up to full, but it's on a timer. Emily, if you're watching, how's the video quality?
Was that door there before?
That's definitely new. Oh boy. So I try to save shock bolts pretty much just for opening doors and stuff, so I don't waste tons of gunpowder building lots of them. I don't think I've ever used any of these, so I'm not gonna start now. I'm gonna go spend some upgrade points though.
Not looking so good. Let me help you. How am I ever going to get these nails right if you keep interrupting my manicure?
So we'll take a little, a jaunt into this newly found door. Newly grown door.
What the hell is this?
It's a chance to test your skills. Step right up and try your luck, detective.
Oh.
This is insane.
You'd be insane to pass this up. Steady your hand and put your shooting skills to work. No need to worry about ammunition in here.
Huh. Cute. Alright, well... we'll play a little bit more. We will, see if we can get to that, to the computer. Seeing as how I know where it is and all. It is, yeah. Oh boy, okay, so... I think I'm gonna take the right road. With any luck, less new monsters spawned on this side of town, he says, without much conviction. Let's see how fast I move. That is significantly faster. Okay. Yeah, I just bought an upgrade that lets me move faster while crouched. Alright, there are fucking zombies everywhere. I don't actually know if oh. I knew looking up would pay off. Look for their glowy eyes. Oh boy. shit. For me, there's no way to know. This is one of those scenarios where they might just arbitrarily turn on me. Like if they follow the strict rules of the game, they won't hear or notice me. But I will feel pretty cheated. Alright, almost there. Ooh, this intersection's gonna be a doozy. I can tell right now. There's a monster in one of these trees, wasn't there? See, the incomplete information but full control you're given in this part of the game is a really, really, really good way to build atmosphere. Are those monsters or just the wind? I'm pulling a super careful 360 every time I take a step forward, and that means the game is doing its job. Oh, there's a spooky bitch right outside the front door. And I do like that zombies that are actually monsters have glowing red eyes that are visible but not like super obvious, so you have to be paying attention, but if you are paying attention you will see a zombie or a monster that's actually alive. As far as I can remember, the game hasn't broken that promise yet. Oh. So we're gonna watch and make sure that none of these zombies are slowly wandering down towards this end of the street. Also, here's something I don't know. I don't know if I can just sprint right by those 2 and into the safe house that's right there. Well, I have to imagine I can distract her with a throwable. Okay, so on this end of her patrol, her line of sight straight at me is blocked by those boxes. Oh, fuck. There's a zombie hiding under that. Oh, fuck. How far forward does she come? Not all the way out to the past the edge of the building, it would seem. So what does that mean? I can sneak right up to the edge there? And I do appreciate that they both telegraph an alternative to combat and provide the necessary equipment by putting that nice empty distraction bottle right there. Although there is a zombie literally right there. See exactly how far she comes up. So I think what I want to do is right when she turns around, throw one like over there so that it wakes this guy up too, and then hop over the fence and run into the building. Alright, let's see, this is good. This is solid stuff. This is where the game kind of really comes alive. Didn't even notice. Awkward. 4 more of these. Alright. We can wait to try again. It's gonna be close. Hi, Ma. hair? Hey, we did it. Look at that.
Probably should let Kidman know what's going on. Kidman, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What have you got for me?
The good news is that I located O'Neill, and he was able to get me on the trail to find Lily.
That's great.
The bad news is that Union is literally falling apart around me, and it's mostly populated by corpses and monsters. Oh, and that psycho I told you about, the one with the powers he shouldn't have, he's got Lily. I'm getting ready to head into the Marrow, which you neglected to tell me about, to get to him.
I'm sorry we didn't have time for a briefing before sending you in, but we didn't think it would be this bad.
It's just as bad as Beacon in here. No, it's worse. My daughter wasn't stuck in Beacon.
Okay, calm down. Maybe I can help you out. Can you give me any information on this person?
Male, about 5'10", black hair. He fancies himself as some sort of artist.
That's not much to go on.
Tell me something I don't know. I'm on my way to City Hall. I'll call you later.
Alright. Well, I think this is where we'll call it. It was fun though. I'll have to dig some more to this. It's fun to have a reason to kind of talk through my thought process as a designer, you might say. Alright, well, till next time.